I know it's a little weird to do a little American political analysis while I'm here in Ukraine, but well, I mean the fate of Ukraine and America are pretty much tied together at this point, um, especially politically. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit today, and I don't think it's getting addressed enough in the media. Well, it's been talked about, but I think that I want to thread that needle a little clearer for some people, maybe. Um, is Joe Biden's reelection chances and how they've been affected by his behavior in regarding the war between Israel and Gaza. Um, Obviously, like it's a big loss for Biden among people of color and especially young people of color, which is going to hurt him. But part of the problem for Biden is that the people who are going to reward him for his behaviors regarding Israel probably aren't going to vote for him in a very high number anyway because they're very pro-Trump, especially because Trump moved the capital of Israel to Jerusalem, and all those APAC and pro-Israel people always remember that. So it's going to be very hard for Biden to convince conservatives and independents that he is the Israel defender when Donald Trump's on the stage. And on top of that, like Netanyahu and Trump are besties. They're performers, they're demagogues, they're part of the same team working around the world to you know develop nationalist ideologies and political systems. Um, but basically, Biden's kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because if he didn't help Israel to the amount that he should, then APAC would tear him apart, which would be pretty damaging. Especially, I mean, look at all the people who talk pro-Palestinian positions in this country. They've been a lot of them have been silenced and stuff like that. So, I mean, the president would definitely get a lot of negative press over that. That's why he did so much, like bringing the carrier groups and all that. He wanted to be stronger on Israel than anyone else had been because he wanted to defend that flank of himself. But I think that it was a pretty big miscalculation because you can't please those people. And on the other hand, he is someone who's desperately reliant, and this is what brought the 2022 midterms to their democratic conclusion is this high youth turnout, historically high youth turnout, is what allowed him to win and what has allowed basically a lot of his Democratic politicians to win. And basically we're getting to a point where I mean it's not just people of color and young people. There's a lot of people in cities and places with high levels of education that maybe they're not pro Palestine, but a lot of them are skeptical of Israel and especially skeptical of like US militarism in the Middle East and sending weapons to countries. And I think that this has a potential to hurt him because he really pitched himself as somebody who's kind of a deal maker and peacemaker, and someone who's guided by a moral compass. And his reactive actions in the Middle East in the last like month or so really don't show someone with a strong moral compass, in my opinion. It shows someone reacting in the way that they think they should react historically, but I don't see a lot of passion in his positions.